Ted, one of the things that's always interesting, that has always interested me about Death Angel and the Bay Area, righteously so, is the fact that there's always seemed to have been some sort of a camaraderie, unlike other cities where there's like not friendly competition. It seems that in the Bay Area, everyone works together and everybody supports each other. Be that as it may, do you feel that your recognized Death Angel is given the same respect as your other, pioneering mates like Exodus and so forth?
Yes and no. I think we're all bands are respected. I think we're just a different type of band from Exodus and Testament. They're great bands. They put out great material. They're probably more thrashier than we are. Not to take away from them, but we concentrate more when it comes to music, vocal harmonies, melodies. There's two-part harmonies and stuff, which a lot of thrash bands don't do. It's nothing against Testament and Exodus. Exodus has a style of brutality, which we love, and we're also influenced by them. And that's what we want to do with Death Angel, is like be different. But I think we're respected in the sense of we're respected as a whole, but we're also respected in the sense of being kind of like the black sheep in a way, which is cool. But when it comes to being a unity nowadays, everyone supports each other now. Everyone's older. Everyone's like, if they're home from tour and we're playing a show, they're at our show supporting us, and vice versa. And I think that's great because, life's too short for any drama.
Right?
Everyone needs to be there to support each other, and when everyone's there to support each other, it makes the scene better.
Talk to me about the new record. One of the things that I realized when I first listened to it, being that I'm at that demographic age where, whether subconsciously or deliberately, I'm looking for the ball being dropped, so to speak. One of the things that I always enjoy about Death Angel records, aside from maintaining the DNA, as we discussed earlier, is the fact that even for someone in my age, you get the engine going. Now, granted, I'm not going to be jumping out the stage like it did in 1984, 85. I got a lower lumbar problem.
I'm not going to do that either,
How is it that when you're writing, talk to me a little bit about the writing process, because it seems like this record, there's so much creative elements going into it, from the lyrical content to the aggression of the music to the whole kind of like, what I like to say, fusion, so to speak, of past and present. Talk to me a little bit about the creative process on this new record.
Oh, The Dream Calls for Blood? Wow, okay. A lot of it was influenced from Relentless Retribution. Having to tour for that album for 3 years, having to tour with our peers like Creator, Exodus, Testament and Anthrax, Sepultura, and hitting all, going around the world. Everything's influenced. The bands we toured with, the album we wrote, the countries we've been in, the fans, the energy, having to do the Ultraviolence in its entirety gave us a little, kick in the ass. And when we came down to writing, Rob wrote, a lot of stuff on the road. So all that, because we were on tour for 3 years, and
all that energy,
sometimes Rob we'd come off stage, and after Rob kind of dries up, he'd go in the back lounge and start writing riffs. So, you get influenced from being on the road, coming off stage and having that adrenaline. So, and having Will and Damien in the band, when we see Rob's vision, we're like, oh, that's where you're going, so we kind of add to that. And Will's a very thrash drummer. He loves, when he hears Rob's riffs, he's like, I know what to do. I'm going to get something brutal on that. And, and having those guys in the band brought like a new life, and just that energy. So, and, when we wrote The Dream Calls for Blood, having to hear the demos, we know it's very more intense than Relentless. Then when we went back to Audio Hammer with Jason Sukoff, he heard it and goes, let's make it more intense. And lyrically, Mark wrote all the lyrics but one song. And we, as a band, we've gone through a lot in 3 years. Having to tour, you're hardly home, and sometimes relationships it's hard when you're on the road to keep a relationship. It's with everyone, and sometimes you have friends who thought you were your friends, and they're not. So, people's true colors start coming out, and you learn that along the way. There's no success without failure, and a lot of that stuff that Mark writes about we could relate to, and it's something we've gone through. But I know it's something Mark has gone through a lot, and you could feel, you could hear it, and you could when you read his lyrics, you go, man, and when he sings it, you could feel like, whoa, bro, I feel you.
Yeah, he's purging.
Yeah, he's purging, and what a great way to purge through music. So a lot of that is just that album is a combination of touring experience and still the love of wanting to play heavy music, and all this positive and negative just getting thrown into a pot into music is what The Dream Calls for Blood is about. And also it's like the Dream Calls for Blood, the title track, to me, it's the dream. Everyone has a dream, whether you want to be this entertainer, football player, whatever. The blood is the consequence and sacrifice you have to go through. It's not an easy trip to get to your dream, So you're going to sacrifice a lot. You're going to you have to deal with a lot of consequences to get to that dream. And I'm sure everyone could relate to that. The dream calls for blood. Until sometimes you got to spill a lot of blood to get to that dream. It sucks, but you got to go through it.
You're touring the United States now with Calavera Conspiracy and COC Blind, as we mentioned.
I see you have to emphasize on the blind here.
Yeah. Don't get me started.
Okay.
It's this generation. But anyways, you're also going to Europe, correct?
Yes, we're going to Europe in July and August. We're doing, festival runs and some headliners. And in the UK, we're doing some shows with Queensryche and Armored Saint in the UK. And we're hitting Scandinavia like Denmark, Sweden, and Norway with Flotsam and Jetsam. And a few headliners here and there, and a lot of festivals. We're doing Wacken, Dynamo, Metal Days, Alcatraz. So it's just going to be about a month. And after that, we're going to come home, and the start date to record the new album is October 1st.
Any hints or any little hiccup of what it might be titled, or what direction you're going in?
It's kind of hard to say right now. I mean, right now we have some songs written, some demo. We have some demos. No lyrics have been put on yet. It's kind of hard to kind of tell you what direction it's going to. It's gonna be Death Angel, regardless. The foundation, like we talked about, the foundation is gonna be there. It's kind of hard to give you an idea of what's it gonna sound like until it's recorded, mixed, and mastered. Because I could tell you it sounds like this, but with us songwriting, it's always evolving. You get something. Mark will put down lyrics and we go, oh, let's do this, let's do that, and it changes. So, I mean, it's going to be Death Angel where our headspace is today.
One of the things that Death Angel really just demonstrates is that you are a live band.
Yes, we are.
They're going to be on the road in the United States and all over the world. Look out for them.
Yeah, we are. And, we're a live band. We love to play live, and it's fun, and anybody who's seen us could see that we enjoy being on stage. And, we like playing for the people, whether it's like 200, 2,000, how many people. We just like to go up there and play to people who want to hear our music. That's what it's all about.
Ted, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
Thank you, man.
Death Angel.